is a 6-string electric guitar. This is a 6-string acoustic guitar. This is a 6-string classic guitar. One issue is that a lot of people don't really know the difference between these two guitars, so unfortunately a lot of people call the classical guitar, this one, an acoustic guitar. It's an acoustic instrument, but it's not an acoustic guitar per se. So one sure way to distinguish them from each other is that the classical guitar or classic guitar have plastic tuners or machine heads, while the acoustic one has metal ones. This is quite a good way to separate them from each other. And of course acoustic guitars have some metal strings of some sort, whilst the classical guitar has some sort of nylon strings. And usually the three top ones, the three thickest ones, this one, and this one, are usually wound with some form of metal of some sort. And of course, another way to distinguish them from each other is the way the bridge looks and how the strings are fastened to the guitar. So usually for acoustic guitars you have these end pins, or tail pins. I'm not sure the proper name for these, but these are usually not good for nylon strings. And on the other hand, you have these strings are usually wound in some way for this bridge here. And yeah, that's two ways to distinguish them from each other. And of course, one other issue is to what strings should I choose for my instrument. Usually, if you have a model and brand, then you should be able to check on the web page for that brand what strings they actually recommend. And I'm going to show you further in the video. I'm just going to show you a couple of examples here for an electric guitar. So I have here Elixir. These are coated strings. These are quite popular among guitarists. Here we have DR. Tight fits, one of my favorite strings. You have the Dadarius, rather new. It's called the XS series strings, which are coated. So if you like these, you're definitely going to like these. And then we have the Dadarius NYXL. And we have the standard strings, one of the most sold packs of strings in the world, the EXL 110. So these are 1046 gauge. And we have another one here, is a neon set of strings. So that's just a few brands. There are a lot more options to choose from. As with the other guitars, there's also quite a lot of different strings for the acoustic guitar. The most common ones are phosphor bronze or phosphor bronze combined with nickel. That's 80/20. I don't know if I have any 80/20 here today, but anyway, so there's like Fender strings, there's Martin strings, you have nickel bronze strings, you have the new XT. There's DR Sunbeams, and of course Dadarius standard phosphor bronze. Lots to choose from. As with electric guitar, you can choose a bit different gauge of strings. For instance, these strings here, as you can see there, they are 1152, right? And for the classical guitar, those are nylon strings. They're usually different compounds for what strings you choose. So these are my favorite one, which is Corum Savares. I don't speak French very well, so good brand, good strings. Take a bit of time to sound good, but when they do, they sound amazing. There's another one called Alliance, which has the HD Classics. Dadarius Pro Art. These are very good too. Then you have the Roto Sound ones, which I actually just started to try. I really like these strings too. And then you have one of the most sold packs of all time. That's the Savares 520R. Good strings, And what we talk about for the classical guitar is not gauge, but we talk about strength needed. So these can be normals, or can be light, could be hard, extra hard, and so forth. So here we are on the Fender homepage. I'm going to show you a bit about, if you don't know what gauge strings you need, you can very easily find them. So for this example, we go to electrics, and let's say we have a Stratocaster, we have a... Oh, what do we have? We have an American Vintage 2, whatever that is. Then we go here and we locate the guitar we have. Let's say we have this one, the green one here. And if we go down a bit, we get specs, which is specifications. Click that one, go down, and probably under miscellaneous, it says here, strings. They recommend Fender USA 250R nickel-plated steel with the gauge 10 to 46. So this is a pretty standard gauge for Strats. Let's say instead you have a Telecaster of some sort. Let's take a black one. No, we don't. Oh, there's one. Let's see here. We go to specs. Go down to miscellaneous, and it says 9 to 42. So standard nickel-plated steel, 9 to 42, which is also kind of a standard gauge. And this is in inches, not millimeters. So the acoustic Ibanez I showed you earlier is going to check what type of strings they recommend here. So let's search for the model. If I remember correctly, it's an AW70 ECE. See if that's available somewhere. No, because I searched for electric guitars, that's not what I want to do. I want to search for acoustic AW70 ECE. Let's see if that's available. There we go. And it says here, specifications, strings, they recommend 12s, 12 to 53, and they do recommend D'Addario's XTA PB 1253. XTA is the D'Addario's, I think it's their new coating technology. PB stands for phosphor bronze, and 1253 is the gauge. Usually if you want 12 gauged strings, you go to a shop, you just say, I want 12s for an acoustic. And they will understand what you say. And for the electric guitar, it's an AZ22, if I remember correctly. I don't know if I have the exact same color here, but it's, yeah, probably one of these. And if you go down here again to specifications, we have a string gauge. They recommend 10 to 46 with, it doesn't say what brand of strings they recommend, but 10 to 46 anyways. Now let's go and check another brand here. Now, let's say I have another type of guitar. You know the brand, you know the model. Let's say you have a Jackson guitar as an example. You can just search Jackson guitars here and go to the Jackson guitars homepage. If you don't know the model number, you can always go to, look at category, look by series, and so forth. Let's say you have a Randy Rhoads guitar, and you have, well, I don't know, this one, for instance, the RR24PS. You can obviously just search, if you have the model number, RR24PS, like so. And access it there. It should be further down. It says body, neck, electronics, hardware. Maybe it says up here somewhere. No. Further down maybe. No, here it says miscellaneous strings. They recommend 9 to 42, so 9s. Nickel-plated steel 9s. And yeah, that's the easiest way to just go to your favorite search engine, go to the guitar manufacturer homepage and then search for the model there, or if you don't know the model, you can always go through all the different guitars they present on their homepage. And they're actually pretty good at stating what gauge strings you should have to your guitar. Well, I hope this was an informative video. This was my first attempt with my new microphones and new setup, so please bear with me. I hope I will be better in the future. Oh!